They're back. Dials for controls of climate control and volume are back. About a week ago, I made a video about a little bit of a rant of how most modern cars now do everything over the touchscreen, including climate controls and radio controls and all of that. But I filmed that video a couple of weeks ago, put it up I think last week, and then this week I ended up having this on loan from Škoda, which is the brand new Škoda Superb. And if we look inside, there's a really interesting feature, which is dials. And these dials are actually multifunction dials that allow you to operate parts of the radio and also the heater control. And the controls themselves are done in a very clever manner where you press in and it changes what it actually controls. The one in the middle controls things that affect both the passenger, the driver and whoever's sitting in the back, including volume of the radio, fan speed and fan position or fan direction. The one on the passenger side then controls, if you click in you can change the controls. It changes the ventilated seat, the heated seat, and of course the temperature for the left side or the passenger side of the cabin. Likewise, for the driver, well, this controls everything on the for the driver, including the heated seat, ventilated seat, and also the temperature for the driver, but you can also hold it in, which syncs the temperatures on both sides. And I love this because it means that some of our thoughts are not just in a little bubble by ourselves. Some manufacturers are actually starting to take notes of what customers want, and obviously customers don't want to do everything over the touchscreen. For example, in the current Octavia that doesn't have these dials yet, you have to go into the climate control, turn on the climate control, and then change everything with a touchscreen here. And then if you want to change your volume, I think you have a volume slider up here, whereas here, nice and easily, you want to turn on the fan, you change it like that. You want to change the volume, you change it like this. And you want to change temperature either side, you just change it like that. Change your heated seat like this, etc. Makes loads and loads of sense. And honestly, I have to give Škoda credit for the fact that they've decided to integrate this in. Obviously listening to their customers and doing some, doing some pretty interesting stuff. And even though it's not an old school car, one thing I will say about Škoda is they do care about what their customers want. And all of their cars are pretty no-nonsense, but feel like a really nice place to be. This Superb here, I think the sticker price on this one is €60,000. Ireland has expensive VRT and stuff like that. And I think this one has a €6,000 paint option. And this car even has like the assisted driving 2-litre TDI engine up front that, to be honest, I struggle to get above like 5.5 litres per 100 kilometres. It is just so good on fuel. And everything else just makes sense. Heated, ventilated, massage seats. And when you think of that offering versus some of the other German cars, for example, that are 15, 20 grand more with no options, this is a pretty good option. There's a very excited doggo behind us. But yeah, lovely interior inside here as well. And honestly, these dials just kind of make it for me. The fact that I now, in a modern new car, don't have to do everything through a touchscreen is amazing. Other things that make a lot of sense is the umbrella that's usually in here, that Alwyn is currently... Go on, flip it up.
Oh.
You can do it.
There's a button.
Yeah.
Too many things.
Exactly, as you're demonstrating on a lovely... Well, it was raining all morning day, so that usually lives inside there. As well as that, we have the ice scraper that they have in the fuel filler cap. On press cars, these go missing quite a bit, as you can imagine, as well as the umbrellas. Massive rear door with loads of space in the back, which means you can comfortably sit where that Trader Joe's bag is. You can comfortably sit another one of me behind me. And then the boot, which has pretty interesting feature, which is the the decklet cover, whatever you want to call it. Hutablage, I don't know what it is in English anymore, but basically that cover comes in and out as the boot's closing. And also these little hooks here for your shopping as well. You have 2 on this side, 12-volt socket, and another 2 on this side as well. And yes, while it is a modern car, the one charm that I really like about Škoda's at the moment is the fact that, like old school car designers and car makers back in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, before things got kind of mad, Well, like those manufacturers, they still care about what their customers actually want and what it's actually like to use the car rather than designing it for completely superficial reasons. So let me know your thoughts, and also please don't follow Retrocard if you don't like old school and classic cars or my occasional thoughts on modern cars like this one.